She was the Queen of Tejano music, adored by millions, a radiant force of talent and love. But on March 31st, 1995, everything stopped, killed not by a stranger, but by someone she trusted deeply. What led Selena Quintanilla to a fatal meeting with her biggest fan? And how did the dream become a nightmare? Selena Quintanilla wasn't just a rising superstar, she was a movement. A crossover sensation poised to become a global icon. But before the world could fully hear her voice, it was silenced. In this video, we'll uncover the chilling final days of Selena's life, the dark truth about her killer, Yolanda Saldívar, and the legacy that refuses to fade. Stick with us, because this isn't just a story about murder. It's a story about trust, betrayal, and the haunting price of fame. Selena Quintanilla was born on April 16, 1971, in Freeport, Texas. The youngest of 3 children in a Mexican-American family, music pulsed through her blood. Her father, Abraham Quintanilla, recognized her voice early. By the time she was 9, she was already the lead singer of their family band. They weren't wealthy. They sang at weddings, quinceañeras, street fairs, anything to get by. But even then, Selena was a star. With her brother A.B. on bass and sister Suzette on drums, Selena y Los Dinos became pioneers in the male-dominated world of Tejano music. In 1994, Selena made history as the first female Tejano artist to win a Grammy, taking home Best Mexican-American Album. But she wasn't just a singer, she was a fashion designer, a bilingual trailblazer, a symbol of bicultural pride. And in 1992, she fell in love with and married her band's guitarist, Chris Perez. Their love story was pure, powerful, and short-lived, because behind the bright lights, shadows were growing. Yolanda Saldívar wasn't just any fan. In 1991, she was a registered nurse who approached Selena's father about starting an official fan club. She seemed harmless, organized, obsessed in a way that felt flattering. Soon, she was everywhere, running the fan club, managing Selena's boutiques, traveling with the family, gaining their trust. But obsession has a fine line. Some in Selena's circle grew uneasy. There were whispers she was controlling, possessive. But Selena, generous and trusting, always gave her the benefit of the doubt, until the money started disappearing. By early 1995, Selena's boutiques were booming, but something wasn't adding up. Fans weren't getting merchandise, employees weren't being paid properly, receipts didn't match deposits. Abraham Quintanilla investigated, and what he found shook him. Yolanda had been embezzling thousands from both the fan club and the boutiques. The betrayal was undeniable. Selena's family demanded answers. They cut Yolanda off, but Selena, always empathetic, still tried to resolve things peacefully. That morning, Selena agreed to meet Yolanda again, hoping to retrieve important financial records at a motel in Corpus Christi. What she didn't know was that Yolanda had purchased the revolver days earlier and retrieved it the day before the meeting. March 31st, 11:48 a.m. Selena walked into room 158 of the Days Inn, hoping to settle the financial dispute once and for all. But instead, the conversation turned hostile. Yolanda pulled a .38 caliber revolver from her purse. Selena turned to flee, but was shot once in the back. Bleeding and terrified, Selena ran nearly 400 feet to the lobby, screaming, "Help me! I've been shot!" Her clothes were soaked in blood. According to witnesses, she pleaded, "Lock the door, she'll shoot me again." With her final breath, she named her killer, Yolanda, room 158. Minutes later, she collapsed. By 1:05 p.m., Selena Quintanilla was pronounced dead at Memorial Medical Center. She was just 23 years old. Yolanda Saldívar didn't flee. Instead, she locked herself in her truck in the motel parking lot, gun to her head, for nearly 9 hours. Police negotiators eventually talked her down. The trial that followed captivated the world. In October 1995, Saldivar was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole in 2025. But the verdict didn't bring closure, because across the US, Mexico, and Latin America, millions were in mourning. Candlelight vigils, murals, tears, fans crying in the streets as if they had lost family, because to many, they had. In 2025, Yolanda Saldívar became eligible for parole nearly 30 years after Selena's murder. The hearing sparked outrage among fans and heartbreak for Selena's family. Saldivar's attorneys claimed she had been a model inmate and deserved a second chance. But prosecutors argued her crime was premeditated and caused lasting pain to millions. During emotional statements, Selena's father urged the board to keep Saldivar behind bars, calling her release a betrayal all over again. The parole board ultimately denied her request, citing the severity of her actions. For now, Selena's killer remains in prison, and her legacy endures. Selena Quintanilla's voice didn't die. In July 1995, her crossover album, Dreaming of You, debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, the first for a Latin artist. Her story was immortalized in the 1997 film Selena, starring Jennifer Lopez, a performance that launched J-Lo's career. Selena's family created the Selena Museum to honor her legacy, featuring costumes, awards, and personal items. Her style sparked fashion lines. Her songs are still covered, still danced to, still loved. MAC released a best-selling Selena makeup line in her honor. Netflix released a dramatized series reintroducing her to a new generation. She's not just a Tejano icon, she's a timeless legend. Selena Quintanilla was more than a singer. She was a daughter, a sister, a wife, a friend, a light. And even now, decades later, that light continues to shine. If you remember where you were the day she died, if her music ever made you dance, cry, or dream, drop a comment below with your favorite Selena song. Let's fill this space with love, memories, and tributes. And if you believe her legacy deserves to be heard by new generations, share this video. Together, we can keep Selena's voice alive.